Dear students, in this video session, we'll discuss about the Water Users Association. A Water User Association is an organization for water management made up of a small group and large-scale water use, such as irrigators, who pools the financial requirements, technical, material and human resources for operation and maintenance of local water body or system such as river or water basin. So this Water User Association mainly done for the water related issues which are there in the irrigation management system. The Water User Association is usually run out of a non-profit and structure, and members are typically based on contracts and agreements between the members and the Water User Association. So here the selection of the members will be on the contract basis, and it is mainly based on the people who are involved in this Water User Association. Means the members of the Water User Association are capable of electing the board members which are there in the Water User Association. Water User Association plays a key role in integrated approaches to water management that seek to establish a decentralized, participatory, multisectoral and multidisciplinary government structures. So this mainly plays a key role or important role in managing the water resources by the integrated approaches with the involvement of the multisectoral people, the multidisciplinary government organizations. Next, we will see about the objectives or scope of this Water User Association. So the main objective of this Water User Association was to conserve the water which are present in the catchments, that is conservation of water catchments, the place where the water is stored, so it has to be conserved. Second is sustainable water resource management. So the water resource management should be done in a sustainable manner without affecting the environment as well as the ecosystem. Third is increase availability of water resource. So in order to overcome the problem of scarcity of water, this Water User Association is done, or the main objective of this is to increase the availability of the water resource. Fourth is increase the usage of water for economic and social improvement, development of sustainable and responsive institutions. So the usage of the water has to be improved both by the economic and the social aspects, where the development of the water as well as the sustainable resource has to be done along with the participation of the different institutions. The core function of Water User Association is to operate the water works under its responsibility and to monitor the allocation of water among its members. So the members who are making use of the water they have to use the water in a proper manner, so that it is the responsibility of the Water User Association to monitor the allocation of the water to other people who are there in this group. So these are all some of the objectives of Water User Association. On a whole, we can say that in order to conserve the water, this association takes care of certain things where the availability of the water is properly done with a sustainable manner along with the participation of the different institutions. Next, we'll look after the key functions of Water User Association. So how this functions, or what is the main function of this Water User Association? First one is exchange information and ideas of water resource use. So what is the availability of the water and what should be the utilization of the water? So all these things or the data will be exchanged, or the information will be gathered and it will be shared with the different people. Second one is monitor water availability and use. So as I told you, this keeps the record of the availability of the water as well as the usage of the water, so that the proper management can be easily done. Third is provide technical assistance in areas such as soil, water, crop management, livelihood, diversification, marketing, financing and saving. So the irrigation practice or the agricultural activities are not properly following the new advanced technologies. So the proper management of the soil, water as well as the crop will be carried out through this Water Users Association, where the knowledge or the technical assistance will be given through this Water Users Association in marketing, financing as well as the saving of the resources. Fourth is discuss potential projects and developments that may affect water use. So the change in climate mainly differs year by year, where again there is a change in the pattern of the agricultural activities. So the water resources will also be provided in different manner as the climate changes, so that different projects and the development are to be properly discussed through this Water User Association. Fifth is operate and maintain a water service or structure such as water mill, canal or irrigation. So for the proper irrigation system, the canal system or the canal techniques will be properly operated and maintained by this Water User Association. Sixth is management of water distribution system, including plans, tariffs and collecting fees. So the revenue has been collected from the farmers and that will be properly maintained by this Water Users Association. Seventh is resolve conflicts related to water use. So if there are any conflicts between the members who are present in this Water User Association, so those conflicts will be easily solved through this association. Eighth is representative of stakeholders needs at higher institutions of water management. As I have told you, each and every stakeholder is very important in water resources management. In the same way, the participation of each and every stakeholder who are there in the Water User Association has to be done in order to properly maintain the water resources. So these are all some of the key functions of Water User Association. If your association is there, if any water related issues are there for the farmers or during the agricultural activities or the irrigation practices, so all those things will be easily solved through this Water Users Association. Next is bylaws of the Water Users Association. So bylaws are normally required before a Water User Association can be registered as a legal entity and before it can be allowed to operate. So it is also a registered one where it comes prior to that of the Water Users Association. The issues that such bylaws address include, so there are some of the issues which are addressed by this bylaws are basic facts about and objective of a water user association, criteria for becoming a member of Water User Association. What are the criteria? If you want to become a member of this Water User Association, what are the criteria which we have to fulfill? Number of farmers required for the establishment of a Water User Association. As I have told you, this association is mainly done in order to provide the water for the agriculture system or the irrigation. So many different farmers are included, and how many number of farmers should be included will be decided by this bylaws. The Water User Association as a legal entity, structural organizations and internal arrangements, operation and maintenance, water charges, rights and obligation of members, interpreting and amending the bylaws, liquidation of the Water User Association and establishment of a Federation of Water User Association. So this comes prior to that of the Water User Association. So what are the criteria to be made, or what are the criteria to be attained before going for becoming a member of Water User Association? So these are all the things which comes before the Water User Association. Next, criteria for becoming a member of Water User Association. If you want to become a member of the Water User Association, what are the criteria which we need to fulfill? Most bylaws restrict membership to the registered landowners in the hydraulic unit who are engaged on a full-time basis in farming. So those who are having the registered lands, so they are restricted from becoming the members of the Water User Association. But in some countries like Nepal, extend the right to become a member to both owners and tenants, where membership of Water User Association is open to farmers having lands or tenancy rights. So in case of Nepal, they have the rights which is given to the landowners also. But in some of the states or in some of the countries, the ownership is not given, or the membership will not be given to the owners who are having the land facilities. In some cases, multiple users of water can become members of the water user association. So those who are making use of the waters in different activities, they are also having the members to become the, so having the rights to become the member. Example, not only irrigators but also livestock owners and fishermen. So those who are making use of the water for their different livelihoods or for the growth of the economy in the field of the farming, as well as rearing livestock, as well as the fishing practices, they are also having the right to become the members of this water user association. In many cases, women appear to be almost absent from water users group or association. The only women who can potentially participate in water users groups are either widows or single mothers with no adult male living in the household. Means the woman is also given right to become the water user member of water user association only if she is a widow or she doesn't have any adult male living with her, with her family. On occasion, special arrangements are made to provide for the representation of the disadvantaged, such as tail enders, female head of farms or small farmers, that is representatives from the head and tail end of the irrigation system. So sometimes only they are given the opportunities where the people who are working in the field from higher level to the lower level, they can only participate in this water users association. It is not equally given rights for all to become the members of the water user association. The farmers who are working as a tenants, they are the one who can become the members of the water user association, where the owners are not allowed to become the members of this water user association. So these are all some of the criteria where the water user association member has to satisfy so that they can get the membership. Next, coming to the role of water allocation. Water allocation is the process of sharing a limited natural resource between different regions and competing users. So water allocation, it is one of the process where the limited natural resources are shared in between the people living in different regions for the competing users. It is a process made necessary when the natural distribution and availability of the water fails to meet the needs of all water users in terms of quantity, quality, timing of availability. So water allocation is done only in the case where the natural availability of the water is not there. If the natural water availability is in plenty, then there is no role of this water allocation. If at all the natural river systems or the natural water resources are not satisfied or not equally satisfied with the quality as well as the quantity, so that at that time the water allocation can be done. In simple terms, it is the mechanism for determining who can take water, how much they can take, from which location, when and for what purpose. So this water distribution is looked after by this water allocation system. So this is about the topic Water Users Association and its key roles as well as the criteria to become the members of the Water Users Association as well as the water allocation role.